Martin Scorsese, Greta Gerwig, Steve McQueen, Michael Mann, Ben Affleck, Francis Ford Coppola, Ridley Scott, are just a few of the filmmakers whose new movies will be released in 2023. A few well-known series will also continue in 2023, including Spider-Man, Shazam, The Hunger Games, Dune, Mission Impossible, and Indiana Jones. Please follow me if you want to see together the most anticipated movies of 2023. Let's start with the upcoming movie Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne, the duo known as Ant-Man and the Wasp, are back to resume their heroic exploits. The family is exploring the quantum realm, encountering with weird new animals, and going on an adventure that will push them beyond the boundaries of what they thought was possible alongside Hope's parents Janet Van Dyne and Hank Pym, as well as Scott's daughter Cassie Lang. Some of the actors of this film are Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer, Catherine Newton. Cocaine Bear appears. The true story of Pablo Escobar, an American black bear that overdosed on 34 kilograms of stolen cocaine, is the basis for the fictional character Cocaine Bear. Unfortunately, the bear passed on that day in real life, but in Elizabeth Banks' newest movie, the nameless, drug-fueled woods creature goes on a murderous rampage. It appears cartoonishly violent, campy, and ready to play like a gangbuster in front of a crowd. In Last Dance, Mike's story expands internationally as Hayek's persona whisks him off to London to perform at a theater. Despite the fact that the Magic Mike films have always been about fusing a passion for dancing with a passion for other things, Hayek's electrifying intensity in Last Dance seems to be double down on that theme. Last Dancing appears to be packed with dance routines with a fair dose of romance on the side, which sounds like the ideal Valentine's Day treat if the trailer is any indication of what we may expect. This is the movie 65. This sci-fi thriller, which stars Adam Driver as an astronaut who crash lands on a foreign planet only to realize he has landed on prehistoric Earth, exactly 65 million years in the past, hence the title. It's directed by Scott Beck and Brian Woods, who are best known for creating A Quiet Place. The movie has a strong reputation because Sam Raimi produced it, and Danny Elfman wrote the score.
Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.
This is the movie Creed 3. The third entry in the Rocky spin-off Creed trilogy, in which Michael B. Jordan portrays the son of Apollo Creed, Rocky's adversary turned friend, marks his feature film directing debut. We don't yet know how this chapter will conclude, but Jonathan Majors seems to be Adonis's opponent in the ring, while Tessa Thompson and Felicia Rashad are returning as Adonis's mother and girlfriend, respectively. Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves is another new movie of the year. The plot centers on a motley crew of robbers, who naturally believe they are the best in the world. They encounter a sinister and dangerous organization, though, and are forced to redeem their wrong while enjoying the experience of a lifetime. In addition to Chris Pine playing the lute, the teaser promises some humor, action, creepy creatures, and really cool-looking dragons. It will be intriguing to see what doors the film opens into a deeper world because it is clear that this one has franchise potential. Hopefully, it will live up to the hype. John Wick, Chapter 4 will be the next movie. In this much-awaited fourth installment of the series, John Wick battles against his toughest opponents yet. John Wick leads a global campaign to bring down the most potent criminal bosses from New York to Paris, Osaka, and Berlin as the price on his head keeps going up. For the second chapter of this former hitman story, which is crazier than ever, Keanu Reeves dons his precisely tailored black suit once more. The film Shazam: Fury of the Gods is another choice. Billy Batson's Asher Angel, teenage superhero alter ego Shazam, Zachary Levi, is going through a confidence problem. He feels unworthy of his godlike abilities, and the goddesses Hespera, Helen Mirren, Calypso, Lucy Liu, and Anthea, Rachel Zegler, share this opinion. He must now, with the aid of his allies, demonstrate his worthiness of his talents in order to save the planet. There's no rush. Killers of the Flower Moon is another film from this year. In Oklahoma's Osage County, several Osage Native Americans were killed after oil was discovered on their property in the 1920s. An extensive FBI investigation is being conducted into the killings. In Martin Scorsese's most recent movie, Robert De Niro, Brendan Fraser, and Leonardo DiCaprio all have roles. The Renfield is the following film. Naturally, Nicolas Cage has portrayed a vampire before, but when the first pictures of Cage in Renfield were released, the internet almost crashed. Who wouldn't be thrilled to see Nicolas Cage in the role of Count Dracula, especially when he's dressed this sharply stylish? But Renfield will instead center on the title character, who is sort of Dracula's assistant and is portrayed by Nicholas Hoult. When he meets and falls in love with a traffic cop, he learns that there is more to life than helping your blood-sucking boss, played by Awkwafina. Nintendo is giving the plumber another chance on the big screen with the animated The Super Mario Bros. Movie. 30 years after first introducing Mario to cinemas with the Super Mario Bros. Beyond the backlash to Chris Pratt's choice to play Mario on the internet, it's difficult not to get enthused about this journey through the Mushroom Kingdom. The Super Mario Bros. Movie's initial trailers present a colorful universe with an exceptional voice cast that includes Charlie Day as Luigi, Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach, and Jack Black, who effectively plays Bowser. The Fast X will be this year's next film. The fastest and angrier franchise out there is currently on its 11th chapter, and this is only part 1. Part 2, reported to be the series' final installment, will be released in 2024, while the plot is currently under wraps. We do know that Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, and the rest of the family will return to continue doing what they do best. This guy would like to remind you to subscribe the channel and to click on the bell. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is the upcoming film for this year. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 appears to be gearing up to be a farewell to this intergalactic band of misfits, while it is unknown if these characters will continue in some other way. The Guardians and Gunn might be saying goodbye with this. Star-Lord and Gamora's connection will be examined, and it appears that we'll also learn Rocket's beginnings, voiced by Bradley Cooper. The Asteroid City will be this year's next film. This movie transports viewers to a made-up American desert community in 1955 and the Junior Stargazer Conference that year, which hosts academic challenges for youngsters and parents from throughout the nation. Wes Anderson has once again surrounded himself with some of his favorite actors and actresses for his latest picture, which is as mysterious as it is intriguing: Tom Hanks, Adrien Brody, Bill Murray, and Tilda Swinton. He also works with Margot Robbie, Scarlett Johansson, and Maya Hawke for the first time in Asteroid City. And now, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which will later be released. Once more, Indiana Jones is on an adventure. While some may have believed the explorer would be pleased with his academic work in retirement, they didn't anticipate this string of unanticipated happenings. More than 40 years after the release of the first movie in the series, Harrison Ford dons the fabled hat of his renowned character once more for this 5th installment and grabs his whip for an epic adventure. Next movie, The Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Together with Gwen Stacy, the amiable Brooklyn-based superhero Spider-Man is launched through the multiverse where he meets a group of spider people tasked with maintaining its integrity. However, when the heroes disagree on how to deal with a new threat, Miles is faced by them and is forced to re-evaluate what it means to be a hero in order to save the ones he cares about the most. All Spider-Man fans eagerly anticipate this movie, which follows his exploits through the enigmatic multiverse. The Flash is one of the most anticipated movies. In 2022, multiverses were very popular, and this film appears to be DC's contribution to the craze. We don't yet know much about the plot of this movie, like many others on this list, but Michael Keaton playing Bruce Wayne is either a huge meta joke or a major clue as to what we can expect. There are reports that the scenario will be based on the Flashpoint comic book storyline, so sure, expect some crossover antics. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts is a movie that is also anticipated. In the most recent episode of the science fiction blockbuster directed by Michael Bay, Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and the rest of the Autobots are back. This time, the streets of New York City are the scene of a titanic conflict between the Transformers. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning is another awaited movie. Tom Cruise pulls off some of the riskiest stunts ever filmed in the enigmatic 8th Mission Impossible film, just as in every other film in the action franchise. Additionally, the movie has Eugene Kittredge, Henry Czerny, who returned to annoy Ethan Hunt in 1996's Mission Impossible as the IMF's former director, a warning sign that Ethan's history is finally coming up with him in ways he never anticipated. The Oppenheimer is a further new movie scheduled for 2023. This movie takes a look back at Julius Robert Oppenheimer's life. Oppenheimer was a great American researcher who oversaw the creation of the atomic bomb in the US during World War II. Following the success of his 2017 picture Dunkirk, Christopher Nolan reflects on another pivotal occasion in the 1939-1945 conflict. The director depicts the fate of the person who altered the course of history by using his favorite actors. The Marvel Studios' film The Marvels is another brand new movie for 2023. It comes as no surprise that a Marvel film would rank among the most eagerly anticipated films of 2023, and this is especially true when it comes to The Marvels. The Marvels, a follow-up to Brie Larson's Captain Marvel from the same year, should be enough to have any lover of comic book movies pumped for the new year. It also continues the story of Monica Rambeau and Ms. Marvel from WandaVision. The Dune Part 2 movie is another brand new release in 2023. With assistance from Chaney and the Freemen, the Spice Keepers, Paul Atreides is on a mission to get revenge on his father and rescue the universe in Denis Villeneuve's sci-fi epic, which takes up where Part 1 left off. Florence Pugh, Austin Butler, and Christopher Walken are added to the sequel's already impressive roster. The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes will be a new movie in 2023. This Hunger Games prequel, which is based on the same titled Suzanne Collins novel, will once again be directed by franchise veteran Francis Lawrence. The narrative centers on a teenage Coriolanus Snow, who was first portrayed by Donald Sutherland, and his participation in the Hunger Games as a pivotal mentor years before the events of the first original series. After multiple delays, the long-awaited Aquaman sequel, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, is set to hit theaters next Christmas. The film will see the return of Jason Momoa as Aquaman, Patrick Wilson as his half-brother Orm, and Amber Heard returns as Mera. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II is also back along with Dolph Lundgren, Temuera Morrison, and Nicole Kidman. It's very important for us to subscribe our channel and to click on the bell. Please do it, and if you want, hit a like. It will be great if you write it down a comment about which movie are you looking for this year. Thanks for watching, and until the next time, I hope the best for you.